subscribers. Or subscriber rate. Hit the fucking like button and subscribe if I knock your ass out, man. I ain't fucking with you, man.
UFC Vegas 44, Font versus Aldo, back from a week off, Thanksgiving weekend. If you did celebrate it, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a good holiday with some friends and family, and of course some good eats. We have some good fights this weekend. Very, very excited for this card. I'll be going over the main card like usual. No fights last week. We did have some other combat sports that I want to briefly go over because I did thought it was interesting. The triad combat where MMA fighters beat the boxers, so that's always good to hear. One being Mike Perry. I thought he looked good in there. He did what he needed to do against a boxer. Not an old boxer. He's 39. Didn't know too much about his record, but I did hear his name around. So that's a good win for him. The crazy thing is, too, Mike Perry got $250,000 for that fight. That'd probably be highest in any UFC fight he's ever been. I can't guarantee that, but pretty sure it's higher than any UFC fight that he's been paid. I think he was maybe in the high 100,000s, if I recall. They seem to have some deep pockets over there. You know, bringing in Metallica. They brought in Metallica, who probably would cost more than anyone on that card. They're definitely not cheap. They played a whole album. It's not like they came in and played one or two songs. They came and played like 16, 17 songs. They started out, then they came in the middle, then they came at the end. So, you know, I think it was smart what they did, how they kind of tried to bring in the rock and metal fans into fighting, right? Metal fans fighting, it kind of goes hand in hand. So they were trying to get new fans out there because I don't know if they would be able to sell it out without this Metallica. So smart on their part there. You know, overall, I didn't mind the fights. I didn't mind the brawl and force action type of fighting. You had to get in there and brawl and fight. There's no hiding. There's no playing a distance game with a jab. You're going in there and you're fighting. You maybe, you're able to underhook. You're able to clinch. So that did help the MMA fighters there. I think that's part of the reason why they won. But they also look good boxing. You know, a lot of them did look like they were able to box. So definitely a good card. And I enjoyed the fights. I can't talk too much shit about it. I did think it was pretty entertaining. Obviously, Frank Mir, I don't want to see him in the ring anymore. After that KO, he needs to definitely retire from MMA or boxing. And, you know, Mike Perry, I think he's perfect for this type of action and this type of card. He's perfect for this haywire craziness of a card instead of UFC. So I could see Mike Perry being maybe the face of this style of fighting. Quick note on George Kambosos, huge upset winner at plus 900. Great fight over Lopez. Lopez definitely lost a fan. I like Lopez. You know, I'm not a fan of him anymore after his comments thinking he won the fight. Came in the middle of George's interview, started saying I won 10-2. He clearly lost that fight. So I don't know what he was looking at. But yeah, you definitely got a new fan in me, George. Loved how he boxed, love his story, love his background. Love to see who he fights next. We have Haney and Tank this weekend as well. I may have a bet on the Tank fight for my clients, so look out for that. Weekly update, guys. Let's get into a weekly update here. No changes from 2 weeks ago, right? No profit 2 weeks back. I did go 1-2 on that card. I was on the Tate side. She did not cash for us. 47 and 22 run, 68% long-term run, guys. 64% best bets. That's over 2 years and just under 46 units all plays. NBA, hottest sport right now. NBA 20-4. 20-4 start. That's 83%, guys. Highest in the market right now. A great start. And you're seeing the line. I'm seeing the lines and spots really well right now. You got to do a lot of research in NBA. Some of the plays do come later in the day just because of lineup. I got burnt too. You get burned by some lineup changes as well. Like you have no idea that someone's going to be out and then boom, someone goes out. So it can be tricky. I'm getting lucky so far with all the lineup changes and doing my research. NFL, big week, 8-1 on spreads, hitting on all full unit plays. Only small unit plays last week were losses. 5-0 Thanksgiving in spreads and totals. We're moving up to 62% now in the spreads and totals market, which I'm happy with. The goal is always 65 to 70%. That's the goal. You'll see a lot of guys with these websites where they sell overpriced picks promote their high 50%, low 60s. No, that's not the goal. The goal is 65 to 70%. You're getting that at a cheaper cost. Another free play outright winner for you guys. Another free play outright winner, moving to 8-3. We hit the Broncos. We hit the Broncos last week on the outright market. Most of the market were on the Chargers. Not me. I was all over the Broncos and the spread. PGA, no events last weekend. Back here with the Hero Challenge Woods event, Tiger Woods event. So he'll be there, which is interesting, and see how that works out. Plays have already been sent to subscribers. Tricky event due to the cap of only 20 golfers. So we'll see how that goes this weekend. 70% best bets over 2 years, guys. 65% matchup run and over 62 units all bets. NHL low volume. I haven't been betting much NHL, guys. I'm very busy with the 4 sports ahead. I'm not finding a ton of spots in the NHL. We're not profitable. Just down over a unit in the NHL, 7 and 8. I'll maybe pick it up more if I find some better spots, but the NHL hasn't been a focus. Current promotion, guys. Current promotion right now for the month of December. $100 off a full year package. This is the Christmas special, holiday special. I already have great prices for you guys compared to all these websites, and my winning percentage is higher than most of these websites or any websites that I know of. So best way to profit is in larger packages, right? You could jump on for a month. I could have an amazing month, or I can have a not so good month. So getting a larger package like a 3 months, 6 months, or a year is perfect. So this is a great opportunity to jump on board now. $100 off a 1 year package. You know where to go for that. systemsportscapping.com. Full record, subscription options, and much more. Before I get into the card, let's hear from my friend Meredith.
Guys, Meredith Gorman here, and are you still not subscribed to Matt's channel? Well, if you're not, hit the subscribe button because he's giving out free picks each and every week. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
All right, guys, remember, shop around for the best prices. We're going to go over the main card here. These are standard market numbers. Shop around for the best price. Main event, and we have a fun one, guys. We have a fun one. Font. Minus 140 versus Aldo plus 120. I see it going up on subbooks, 145, 150. If you like Font, jump on him now. Fun main event here, guys. Classic surging Font versus a veteran and Aldo. Big test for Font, right? If he can pass it, you know, he won't be far from a title shot. Probably next in line for a title shot. Price is about right. I can't really complain here. I'm big on prices. I'm big on lines. I can read lines well. I think this is fairly accurate. Although still a very high level guy. I think the books don't price him sometimes correctly. I think, you know, plus 120 is okay. Plus 110 maybe. But although still is it in his prime? Maybe not. But he has found that second win and that second grasp. And I think he's looked as good as ever in some fights. So he's still fighting at a very high level. Just some people think he's older than he is, and he's not. But you know, I think this should be a super close fight. You know, Font, I think, will be the better striker, better boxer in there. He'll be quicker, also, in my opinion. But Aldo has the experience on his side. He's been there in the bigger fights, the more main events, and I do think he's better on the ground if it ever gets there, which probably won't. This being a 5-round fight, I do think it favors Font slightly. We've seen him. Aldo wear down in the Peter Yan fight later in the rounds. Another fight as well, it's slipping my mind. So if this gets later in the rounds, it favors Font. We know Font's cardio is great. And I can just see him, you know, working the jab, playing the distance game, using his incredible boxing, and winning on the judges' scorecards or a later round finish. With Aldo and what I think Aldo's chances are in this fight, his path, in my opinion, is to mix it up. Make it more of an MMA fight. Go back to the leg kicks. He hasn't been using the leg kicks as much as late. He's been just trying to box. I think using a kickboxing style fight against Font will be a better game plan, or even trying to get this to the cage, trying to get it to the ground possibly as well, and see if he can get it there. See if he can mix it up, because if he's just going to decide to stand and bang with Font, for the 5 rounds. I think he just loses on volume, guys. That's what I see how this fight is going to pan out. If it's a 5-round boxing style fight, I think Font just wins this fight on volume and using that jab. So Aldo has to make it more ugly, getting close, get this maybe against a cage. Try to, and then like I said, use the leg kicks again. Get back to using the leg kicks. That's his path. You know, it is a very close fight. I think it's 60-40 Font. If they fought 10 times, Font wins 6 in my opinion. It's just hard to get in front of Font right now. He's rolling. He's rolling, guys. I can't bet against the guy right now. Is this going to make my card? It hasn't made my betting card as of yet. I lean Font. The price is okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. So I wouldn't shy away from betting Font straight up if I had to. But yeah, it's just tough to get in front of him right now. So it would be Font or nothing for me. Hasn't made my card as of yet. And I think this goes deep into the fight. It either goes to the 4th, 5th round, maybe a stoppage, but I can see this going to the judges' scorecards. I can see this going to the judges' scorecards and Font, edging it out due to his volume. Good fight, though. Excited. Another one I'm excited for is this co-main event, guys. Wow. This co-main event is a fun one. Riddell plus 105 versus Fiziev minus 125. Now, this one should be fun, right? Two of the better strikers in the division. Both guys hit hard. They both train together at Tiger Muay Thai. This is going to be a fun one. It should be a stand-up war. No takedowns in this one. Fiz is coming off a fight versus Bobby Green where he didn't cruise through it. He didn't look unbeatable like he has in his previous fights against lesser competition. It was a tough fight for him, and he seemed to gas in it. He seemed to gas out a bit in it. You know, Green's no slouch, and that was Fiziev's toughest test yet. And I think this might be a little even tougher fight, just because Riddell will know him well, right? So I don't think Fiziev passed with flying colors in that fight. I do think he's vulnerable, and he can be hit. It's a very tough call in this one. You know, this line I think should be even. So if you see Riddell plus money out there, I would lean his way. If you can get plus money on Riddell, I would put a small unit play on Riddell. This is more of a fight from a side standpoint, which I'm going to just watch and enjoy. Probably won't make my betting card. What may make my betting card, though, in a two-fight parlay, would be the over 2.5 rounds. I think this fight goes to the distance. You can even look at the distance if you can get that at a better price. When you know someone so well, it's going to be hard, and both guys are very durable. It's going to be hard to knock one of the others out. So I can see this fight going to the distance. Over 2.5 rounds is my favorite play here. If you can get plus money on either guy, which looks like it's Riddell right now, go that way. Because there's no, if it's minus 110, it's a flip of a coin type of fight, guys. It's telling you that. But like I mentioned, Riddell plus money, I would take a shot there. Guida is back. Still chugging along, plus 160 versus Santos, minus 190. Santos is also old as well. So we have a battle of some older veterans here. Always a scary thing when betting against a Carpenter Guida, and that's why I won't be doing it here with Santos, even though I do think he gets it done. You know, a bit worried about the size and reach Santos has here. Great black belt as well, if he can get it to the ground, and that's a big question. If not, great strikers. I lean Santos as the better striker here. Santos should find a win here, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be scrappy. If it's 1-1 going to the third, I would be worried. It's just hard to bet against Guida. I hate putting money against Guida. He just always shows up somehow. He makes it ugly, right? Can Santos get to the ground? It's going to be tough. And how you beat Guida, he's been subbed a lot. So I can see Santos finding a sub here, and Santos pulling it off maybe in the sub department, or just winning on volume and using his reach. So, you know, gun to my head, I play Santos, but I can't play it due to this line. This line's terrible at minus 190. So I won't be betting this fight. But if you want to look at it, maybe Santos by sub, you can get it as a probably plus high twos, plus 300 as a small unit play. But this won't make my betting card. But Santos should find a way to get this done. Jimmy Croot's back. Minus 175 versus Hill, plus 1 50. Both guys are coming off losses and injuries in their fight. We know the path to victory for Jimmy Croot here, right? Is he going to get this fight to the ground? And if I knew that, if I knew he was going to get this fight to the ground, I would give you a suggestion to bet him. However, I don't know if he has the brains, or if he's smart enough, or if he is willing to not just try to stand and bang with Hill and just make it boring and ugly and get it to the ground and try to find a submission. Hill will be dangerous in the first round, right? He'll be looking for the finish. He does have heavy hands. Both guys coming off losses and injuries in their last fight. Hill's path to win this fight is by KO or possibly volume on the feet, but you have to think Croot's going to mix in some wrestling and get this to the ground looking for a submission. The way to beat Hill is sub him, right? Is to get into the ground and sub him. You know, the story is Croot going to stick to that game plan, right? I don't know. You can't get into the guy's head. I don't know if he's going to stick to that game plan. So I'm not willing to risk a minus 175 with Croot here, hoping he does something, because he doesn't have the advantage on the feet. Hill's going to have the advantage on the feet, right? If it was close on the feet and Hill didn't have this dangerous KO power, I would say, okay, I would maybe put Croot in a 2-fight parlay. But it's not going to make it just because of that, right? Hill showed how tough he was. He didn't tap. He broke his arm and just was drinking later, I think, with Craig. So this is not going to make my card. I expect this not to go 3 rounds, though. This is a fight I don't see going all 3 rounds. I can see a submission or a KO before it hits the judges. But yeah, this is a tricky one, even though I do lean Croot for the video play. He has to use his grappling and takedowns to look for a sub. If he stands and bangs with Hill, it could be a short night. Opening up the main card here, Allen minus 360 versus Curtis plus 280. Got a pricey line here on Allen. I get it. I don't think it should be this high. Maybe minus 250 for Allen. This is a bit high, and even though Curtis is taking this on short notice, he's used to taking fights on short notice. He's a veteran. He has a ton of experience in the cage, and he just came off a big win over Phil Hawes as an underdog. Different with Allen, though. Allen's durable. He can take a shot, right? He's going to be a lot bigger than Curtis, and Allen should be able to just grapple, get this to the ground, and possibly find a submission here. This is not a fight I'll be laying minus 360. You're going to maybe try to find a submission prop, or this fight to not make the judges' scorecards. That may be a look as well. But I think Allen gets it done. I don't think Curtis wins back-to-back big underdog fights here. Short notice, a few weeks. Even though Allen was training for somebody else, I think it was Brad Tavares, similar style to Curtis, but then he was someone else, Dolise, I think. He was training for. He backed out. I think Allen's still is a big prospect in his division. Even though he had one setback, he's been looking good as of late. I think Allen gets this done with his wrestling and possibly a submission here. That will do it, guys. That will do it for UFC Vegas 44 betting card on the main event. I'll have some obviously personal plays on the main event and prelims for my clients. Head over to the website now to take advantage of that. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, share. It helps me out. Want to grow the channel. Want to let all you sports bettors know out there. Just trying to grow and get bigger. You know, I've had some websites reach out to me as of late, try to get me on board with their program, but you know, I'm telling them system capping. I'm trying to grow this service, trying to get it bigger. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be sticking with my vision and my game plan instead of, you know, doing free picks and not having my YouTube channel and just go joining a company and working for the man. Forget it. I'm going to move forward with myself and betting on myself. Look out for my NFL video tomorrow for week 13, NFL week 13. That will be out tomorrow, so check that out as well. Like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Take care.